Okay. Hey, it's June 26th. Not that it matters, but I think I'm going to make this the first one. I've recorded like a handful, and I wanted to make the first one. I wanted to talk about fear in the first thing that I do, because fear has been the driver for so much of the work that I've done for myself, the personal work. And I saw a thing about men's, mental health awareness for men for June, and it made me think about how there's so many clips and videos and articles or quotes that will say something like, "Oh, if you need to talk to someone, go talk to someone. It's important to talk to someone. Here's what you got to do." There's a lot of instruction, a lot of like prescribed actions, a lot of advice, and a lot of it's good. I've consumed a lot of it. I still consume a lot of it. But what came to my mind was, I don't know that the problem with these people who are struggling is that they don't know that they need to talk to someone. It's that they're afraid to talk to someone. And why are they afraid to talk to someone? So one, they're probably carrying something that is maybe they feel a lot of shame around, a lot of embarrassment, or they're just afraid of being judged. And why might they be afraid of those things? Well, maybe their experience is that they're around people who try to give them advice. Who when the moment they try to open up, someone says, "Well, have you thought about doing this? Maybe you should do this, or you should do this, or you know what I would do," and they give you a bunch of advice, and now you're sitting there, you are already feeling like shit. You mustered up the courage to share something with someone and open up, and boom, you're being given all this advice. And when I step back from that and just that idea, I think it can feel like someone's there's a bit of a I don't know if it's theft of power, but someone's just kind of disregarding what you're saying, not intentionally, but they're disregarding what you're saying, and just telling you that there's an easy answer, which I think, I'm in my experience, can make you feel like shit. Maybe I shouldn't talk about this. Maybe it is that easy, and I'm just not able, or I'm less than capable, or I'm just struggling, and maybe that's just me, and that's just what I deserve, and that's all I can do, and I just have to keep this shit and just live with this. And the whole thing, if you watch any more of the videos that I talk about, I'm not here to give any advice. I'm just sharing parts of my journey and speaking freely on some of these things. And as someone who's been terrified my whole life to express myself, I see these things and I think, it's never the answer that's hard. You know what's really hard is for someone to fucking listen, to shut their fucking mouth and actually just listen, and not jump in and not try and give you an advice or tell you what to do. It's to sit there, listen, and be there with that person's discomfort. And that's what's hard for people, is that if you're sitting with someone and you're either really angry or you're sad, the other person may not want to be around that. They don't know this, they're not thinking this, but it's uncomfortable, so they jump in. And what does that do? Again, you've taken you're about to take the Band-Aid off, and you just want to share something, get it out there, and boom, someone does something. And after a few times of that happening, I gotta believe that it doesn't feel safe to do that. And I use the word safe because I think that's what's really difficult, is finding a place where we can express these things safely. And then, someone might say, "Well, are you saying that I'm not safe for you?" It's like, well, maybe your intention is to create or provide a safe space, but you're not listening. And I see it all the time. I experience it all the time. And for so long, like, this is why I think a therapist's role is so important. I'm not saying you should or shouldn't see one, but if you do see one, what's their role? Well, they're there to make you, allow you to feel heard and seen. How do they do that? They sit there and they listen. They're not afraid of that discomfort. They'll sit in that discomfort with you and ask some questions to better, to help mine that information and develop some sort of an understanding. But most importantly, to create that space. I've seen one for years because I go there and often I don't really know what's going on. I just know I'm really struggling and I can feel all these things bubbling up. And I know that when I go there, I sit down, she'll ask me a couple of questions and boom, it's coming up. And I know I can, in that space, I can just do that. And she's not going to interrupt me. And if anything, she's going to ensure that I feel comfortable to continue to allow myself to release whatever I need to release. And so, I think about, for me, because I'm on this journey, I'm by no means finished. I mean, I feel like I'm just beginning. But, the therapy, all these different workshops that I've attended where it's about, vulnerability or facing fears, it really comes down to just expressing how I feel. To say I feel angry right now, or I feel really sad, or I feel hurt. Just that alone has taken me so long to be able to recognize, never mind even say. But then to say it is it's a big, and it's like, wow, you say that stuff, and then there's it can be a big relief because well, now you've let it out. So why am I doing this? It's so, for me, it's so important that getting lost in my train of thought, because I'm just feeling really fired up about this topic right now. That just, one, we can first take a breath and observe, but I think for me, like to one, actually pay attention to myself, like to listen to myself, like what am I actually feeling? But for me now, my I think part of my purpose in life is, how do I create space? How do I hold space for others? And allow that fear to be soothed a little bit so that whatever else is there can come up. So I'll go back to this idea of fear. Answers are always so easy, but the hardest part is getting over taking that first step. And the only thing I can think of is that we have to lead by example. I know that anytime I've shared something or I've expressed something, it tends to give other people permission to do the same, and vice versa. Sometimes I might be in a situation where it's not until I hear someone else go there that I'm like, okay, I can go there too. And why I wanted to make a channel and a podcast was just sharing the experience, because maybe you're watching this right now going, oh fuck, I totally get this guy. I totally get it. Yeah, I totally get it. And I'm just glad to hear someone talk about it versus telling me what the fuck to do. Like when I think about all the stuff that I've watched and read, it's because I'm desperately seeking to understand, and maybe, and it's a wrong word to use, but it's what my intention was for a long time, fix myself. I was so desperate that I'd watch and listen to anything, and that's fine. And for someone like me in that particular state of being, then the advice is great because I'm looking for advice, so I go and I get it. But there are people that aren't looking for advice, but they need help, and we can't force people to take help or to take advice. But if we all look within ourselves and start to share and be honest with ourselves about how we're feeling and why we do the things that we do, then maybe we'll start to create more spaces to do that. And I think we already see it. When you see someone, especially someone of any kind of great status or stature or fame or visibility, the moment they share something, what does everyone say? Oh, I feel so bad for this person. Wow, like I can totally relate. That person didn't give us advice. They just showed us they're human too, and that they feel all the same things that we do. I'm convinced. I mean, we all feel the same shit. We go through the same things. We have different experiences, different personalities, but the more I think, the more, I mean, the more I know, the more that I share, the more I'm able to connect with people, not because I'm helping them, because I got to have the space. I get to connect. I get to show who I really am. I get to feel heard, and I get to feel seen. And if I feel heard and seen, then I feel I can connect. And now I'm not standing on the outside and feeling like an outsider, because that's how I felt most of my life. Okay, anyway, that's my, I guess in a way, opening rant for this podcast. I don't know how long this video is right now, but all of what I'm going to do is put these bits on certain topics. I just speak freely on them, and I just hope that by putting this out there, there's someone like you who might be watching right now. It's just nice to find someone sharing a story that you can relate to, and that's all that is. Just like when I write my songs or write poems, it's just expressing how I'm feeling, and that's what's so powerful about art. So, anyways, I'm gonna wrap it there. What I would ask is, if this does resonate with you, just share a comment. Just put it out there. Did you agree or like, or did you appreciate this? Did you disagree or feel some unease with anything I said? I mean, by all means, that's what comments are for. And then I would love it if you could subscribe to my channel, and also give my other videos when they come out a chance, and see if it feels right for you.